I'm talking today all about how to create your dream life using life design principles, which are principles that I came across in a book called Life by Design by Dave Evans and Bill Burnett, and it was a great realization to me because it basically gave structure to and articulated really clearly the steps to go through in order to proactively create a life you love. And this is stuff I've always intuitively done and helped clients to do, but it was really nice to see it stepped out in five pillars, so to say. So if you're feeling a bit stuck in your profession, if you're someone who goes home and complains a lot about your job, but you feel like there's no alternative, or you're someone who, you love your business, but it's not quite how you'd want it to be. You'd want to make some drastic changes if you were really going to feel good about things. Well, it's time to stop complaining and start getting busy. These life design principles give you a structure to work with around, don't settle for don't settle for anything less than what you absolutely want 100% with your heart and soul. So obviously, the first step you need to do is to get really clear on what you do want. And a lot of people aren't really clearly able to articulate that. It's like we feel stuck and we complain a lot and we're not really happy with things. But have you put the thought and attention into figuring out exactly what it is that you do want? Do you know with absolute clear detail how that dream life would look? Do you know what an ideal day would look like if you got up in the morning? What kind of activities would you be doing? What kind of people would you be working with? What would you be learning? How would you be serving and contributing? You've got to get super, super clear on that so that you can then go out and create the life you want using these principles. Now, if you are stuck in figuring out what you want, please get a copy of my ebook called Pathfinding. It's where I put all my heart and soul and passion into helping you figure out what you do want to do. That's my true passion, is helping you find your purpose and your inspired path. So if you're stuck on what you want and you don't clearly know what it is, you can't clearly define what that dream life looks like, then check out the free ebook. However, I just want to share with you today that if you're miserable in your job, and you're waiting for the right career to come along, you're going to be waiting probably forever. Did you know that only one in five jobs are actually advertised online? And LinkedIn statistics show that 85% of all jobs are filled by networking, so relationships. So the majority of people who want to fill a position in their organization, they do that by relationships that they have, or they go out to their network to find a suitable position to fill that role. Mostly because word of mouth is everything. So, when someone you know, like, and trust can attest for someone else's character, that's worth a lot, rather than going out to the cold market and trying to screen these people who you don't know from a bar of soap. So word of mouth is always going to be a very, very powerful tool for filling positions. And as it turns out, 85% of all positions are filled by networking and relationships. It's the same in business. If you want to create your business in a certain way, then you got to get out there busy talking to people who are already running their business that way, or who are already working in that field and could give you some tips and strategies on how to do it, how to break in. So these life design principles work on the fun. I highly recommend getting their book Life by Design. But there's one strategy I wanted to share with you today, which is called life design interviews. Now, this is how they suggest that you get out and break in and consciously start creating the dream life and the dream career that you want. Now, what you do is you invite people who are in the industry, so you have got super clear on the professional role that you would absolutely love to have, right? Imagine that, all the lucky stars align and you suddenly are living the dream professionally. So you go and you invite someone who's already in that field doing that role, or as similar as you can get. You invite them for a coffee and you invite them to, You let them know that you're doing some research and fact finding and you're trying to understand how different industries work, and you would love to pick their brains or get some information from them on what it's like to do their role on a day-to-day basis. Now, people are always happy to talk about themselves, especially if you buy them a coffee for half an hour. So you go to them, you identify these people who are in the businesses or in the roles that you really want to be in yourself, and you invite them for a coffee, and you come from a place of curiosity. You say, hey, I'm really curious. I'm doing this research. I'd love to know more about you and your role. Could you spare half an hour to sit with me as I ask you some questions? Most people, and they've done the stats in the book, that 99% of the time people say yes, we love to talk about ourselves. So the first principle of the life design interviews is get curious. You're coming from a place of curiosity. You're not trying to get anything from them. They will sense straight away if you're trying to sell something or pitch something or get something from them, and the answer will be no. But if you come from a place of genuine curiosity, most people are very, very happy to talk with you. So that's principle number one, get curious. Number two, based on the information you get from these people, just try stuff. You have to develop a mindset that is biased toward action. So these people might say, oh, it would be really, if you're interested in that, you should contact this person. So next thing you do, you go and connect with that person and approach them. You've got to constantly stay in a momentum of action focus. This builds momentum, it builds confidence, it has so many benefits. And this is what I teach clients all the time, that when you come in that bias toward action mode, stuff starts to happen, doors start to open. So number two is try stuff. Number three is reframe problems. So if you come up against a perceived problem, and someone that you are interviewing suggests that you take a certain action, you try that, it doesn't work. Hey, that's what all entrepreneurs do. They fail 9 times but succeed on the 10th try. So it's all about trying stuff and seeing what works. The fourth principle is know that it's a process. So similar to the previous point, know that you've got to go through failure and disappointment and so on to get to the success that you deserve. But it's worth the fight, right? What is the cost to you of staying stuck, of feeling miserable and complaining about your job all the time, feeling meh, and having everything, that meh feeling roll out into your family and friends? How would it feel to have that dream job where you are using all of your skills and talents, you're fulfilled, you're satisfied, you come home at the end of the day feeling fantastic? What is that worth to you? Isn't it worth a bit of failure and disappointment to get there? And by the way, it's not failure, it's feedback. So if you try something and it doesn't work, at least it's growth, it's learning, it's knowing. And the final principle is ask for help. So if you are trying out these life design principles, you're getting out there, you're talking to people, you're building relationships, opening doors, and you're feeling stuck, reach out for help. It's a sign of strength. And that's what they say clearly in the book, in Dave Evans and Bill Burnett's book. Asking for help is a sign of strength. So when you ask for help, you are allowing yourself to receive, which has so many benefits. Even though in our culture, traditionally, we're supposed to go it alone, there is so much power in asking for help. So these principles absolutely work. This is how I've done my whole career always. And doors open, you build relationships. It's the 85% of opportunities that open up are through relationships and networks. So you've got to get out there, be proactive, have a bias toward action, and just go for it. And don't stop until you get to that dream life. Just start creating it yourself. It's totally possible, just one step at a time. And if you fall down, get back up again, get the help you need, but just keep going ruthlessly in pursuit of that dream life that you really want to create. So I hope that was helpful. Please check out the link in the blog post that goes with this for more information. But yeah, please reach out if you have any questions, and bye for now.